you have to hold your door. Because as you are changing faces, the response is changing. Response is changing. So when you are changing faces and there is no response, you're only deceiving yourself. You're deceiving yourself. You're on gear 1 and say, yes, I'm now on gear 10. People will see it now. It's only a fool that proves. People will see it. Each new faces open new doors. Each new faces open new doors. And every door has an entry and exit face. Every door you enter inside, there must be an exit. So when God opens a door for you, God can exit you from that door. May God not exit you from the door He has opened for you. Most times, I don't want to say sometimes, most times, every new door requires the closing of the old doors. Mark chapter 2, verse 22. The book of Mark chapter 2, verse 22. Required the closing of the former doors. He said, no man putteth a new wine in an old wine bottles, or else it will destroy. For every new doors that God opens for you, there are some friends that must not follow you to enter that door. When we came into this place, there are many members, more than 100 members. God asked to remove them from this ministry. It was God Himself that helped us to remove them. Because if those members are with us by now, I will have been like a broom. God have to exit them because they are burdens. You can never satisfy them. Even though you cut your head for them, they will still be waiting. A ministry of 2 years, you are operating it as if it's a ministry of 40 years. So there is always a need. So sometimes when God is closing some doors, don't be angry. It may look very painful. And when God now set another door, He knows that those ones that could have been a problem at the entrance of your door, He has removed it. God will now stand in front of it that I am the one that opened this door. Revelation chapter 3 verse 8. He said, I've set before thee an open door that no man can shut it. So people that could have shut the door, God has taken them away. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Because of your faithfulness of serving me, I've opened a door for you that they cannot shut it. And remember, for every door that God opened, there's always a time that that door is expired. God will shut it. There is always a time. If you are working with government, no matter how old you are, no matter how many years, once you clock 60, they will shut the door. Because it's expired. Door gets expired. Joshua chapter 5 verse 12. Joshua 5:12. The book of Joshua chapter 5 verse 12. And the manna ceased on the morrow. They've been eating this manna for 40 years. Whenever they come out in the morning, they pick manna and they eat. In the evening, they pick manna. for 40 years. That's the only food they know. They even born some of their children inside that manna. They don't know any other food. So that manna, they can use it to do anything. They can use it to do banga, oha, onubu, anything they want to use it for. They can use it for anything. So they were just busy using manna to create taste for themselves. Now for 40 years, the manna, but the day that God will shut the manna, they didn't know. And suddenly, and the manna ceased on the morrow. And neither are the children of Israel manna anymore. So which means the door that God opened for them, he has closed it. He has closed it. And the next day, verse 13, Joshua thought maybe they didn't come out early. So he came out around 3 a.m. to come and look for manna for children of Israel. And when Joshua came out in the morning to look for manna early in the morning, what he saw was an angel that stood with a sword in his hand. When you see a man that carries a sword that is facing you, praise God. You know, sword has two dimensions. When you see a man that put the sword, that the tip is touching the ground, he's not come to fight you. He has come to make a peace with you. But when you see a man that raised a sword up, thank you. And Joshua asks, we are hungry. This is war in front of us. We've not fight war. God has been the one giving us pillar of cloud and pillar of fire every time for 40 years. But see a man, it is food I came to look for. And Joshua looked at the man and said, are you for us or you are against us? And the man told Joshua, you are moving to a new transition. I've rolled away your reproach. But after the reproach has been rolled away, you are moving into a new system of operation. Now, God has sent me. I'm the chief host of angels. Praise God. He said, and I am the captains of the Lord's host. He said unto Joshua. That's verse 15. I am the captain. Which is, I'm the angel Michael. I'm the head of all the angels. That's what verse 15 is saying. Now, my mission for you. Now, you have entered or about to enter into your promised land. Promised land is not what you think. Now you are going to be facing battles, wars upon wars, and every promised land you are going to face battle. But God has sent me. Anytime you engage me in your battle, I'll fight for you. If you don't engage me, I will not fight. That's why I'm here. That's my mission. A new phase of life has happened. This issue of taking manna has stopped. Joshua now said, what are we now going to be eating? Let's go back to verse 12. Joshua chapter 5, verse 12. Neither the children of Israel manna anymore, but another system of provision that will last forever is what I'm about to give you. So when God closes one door, He's about to give you another system that will last you forever. So when one door is closed, stop crying. Check very well. Neither the children manna anymore, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year and forever. So from today, tilt the ground. Anything you plant, it will give you harvest. That's why if you go to Israel today, all their fruits are fresh. So that small door that God closed and started crying is because you are not looking very well. They sack you from job, you are crying. You don't know that very soon you become a what? an employer of labor. That you're having companies all over the world. So when God closed one door, and you now say, God, I'm not serving you again, something is wrong with your head. Who opened the first door, for instance? Who opened it? So when one door closed, look very well. There is another door that wants to be opened permanently. That want to open permanently. And the promised land that God promised you is not a place of you just be gathering milk on the ground. No promised land is empty. There is no vacuum on earth. You are moving to a house, you think somebody is not living in that house. A spirit is living in that house. If you don't cast that spirit out, whatsoever that is happening to that spirit, somebody there before will happen to you. Because it's the government, it's the governor of that place. You say, but I built the house myself. There's no vacuum on earth. Something is occupying it. Deuteronomy chapter 2 verse 24. Deuteronomy 2:24. So I've given you Sihon, the Amorites, the king of Ishbons. I've given you their land. But you have to what? You have to contend with them in battle. You have to contend with them in battle. You just bought a car, and you have not taken possession of that car, and you sit down inside that car. There's a spirit inside that car. And you said the car become a devourer. Why won't it become a devourer? Because something is there that you have not chased out. And that thing will be governing over you. Begin to contend with him in battle. Conditions for the promised land. Let me split it so that you can understand what I'm talking about. To every promised land that God has promised you, he said, God, but you promised me a very handsome, tall gentleman. And when I met this man, all the classes I wrote was this man. He has it. But it's so calm. But after the marriage, you now know that, hey, God, I didn't know I married a devil. So this man was pretending before. Now that God